Spring Batch Tutorial for Beginners. Complete Guide. Introduction. Hello friends, welcome to today's session on Spring Batch. I was working on a project last week where we had to process thousands of customer records every night, and Spring Batch saved us so much time and headache. Today I'll show you exactly how to build a batch processing app from scratch. Trust me, this will make your life so much easier when dealing with large data. What is Spring Batch? So what exactly is Spring Batch? Think of it like this. You have a mountain of dishes to wash after a big family dinner. Would you try to wash all of them at once? No way. You'd wash them in batches, right? Spring Batch works the same way. When you have millions of records to process, it breaks them into manageable chunks. I remember in my previous company, we tried processing 10 lakh records in one go, and the application crashed. After implementing Spring Batch with chunks of 1,000 records, everything ran smoothly. ETL concept: extract, transform, load. Now let's talk about ETL. I know it sounds technical, but it's really simple. Extract. This is like picking vegetables from your garden. You're just collecting raw data from somewhere, maybe a CSV file or database. Transform. Now you're in the kitchen, washing and cutting those vegetables. You're cleaning the data, fixing errors, or converting formats. Load. Finally, you're serving the prepared food. You're saving the processed data to its final destination. I had a friend who manually extracted data from Excel, modified it in another sheet, then uploaded it to a system. He spent 3 hours every day doing this. After I showed him Spring Batch, his job was automated completely. Spring Batch architecture. Look at this diagram, friends. Item reader, item processor, item writer. Job. She. Job repository. See. Here we have job, main batch process, step. One phase in a job. Item reader, reads data from source. Item processor, processes each item. Item writer, writes data to destination. Job repository, stores metadata about the job. Project setup. Now it's time to code. First, let's create a Spring Boot project with Spring Batch dependency. 1. Go to Spring Initializer, start Spring IO. 2. Add these dependencies: Spring Batch, Spring Data, JPA, H2, Database, Lombok. After downloading, open in your IDE. I'm using STS, Spring Tool Suite. CSV files. What are they? Let's talk about CSV files. CSV is just a simple text file where data is separated by commas. You've definitely seen them. When you export from Excel, that's often a CSV file. Here's what our employee data might look like in a CSV. IDI, first name, last name, email, salary 1, John Smith, johnexample.com, 45,002, Mary Jones, maryexample.com, 55,000. Why do we love using CSV files in batch processing? Because they're super simple. Every system understands them. My client was sending XML files, which were huge and complicated, but when we switched to CSV, the file size dropped by 70%, and processing became so much faster. Spring Batch architecture. Look at this. I've drawn a simple diagram to